Prince Siddhartha was the prince of the kingdom of Kapilavastu in India, the one who would later become the Buddha, Shakyamuni. It is said that when he was born, a wise hermit predicted that if the prince stayed in the palace, he would become a great king. But if he left home to seek the truth, he would become a Buddha and awaken to the nature of life. His father, King Suddhodana, was deeply afraid that his son would choose the life of a monk. The king wanted him to inherit the throne and continue the royal lineage. To keep the prince content, he ordered the construction of several magnificent palaces so that Siddhartha could live comfortably in every season. The palaces were filled with gardens, music, and attendants who surrounded him with pleasure and beauty, hoping he would never think about the world beyond the palace walls. But Prince Siddhartha was gentle and kind by nature. He was not interested in pleasure or luxury. Often he wondered about the meaning of life and what the world outside the palace was really like. One day he asked to go out and see the city. Fearing that his son might encounter suffering and develop the wish to leave home, the king ordered the streets to be cleaned and decorated so that only joy and prosperity would be seen. Yet destiny had its own plan. When the prince first left the palace through the east gate, he saw an old man with white hair, a bent back, and a walking stick. He had never seen anyone like that before and asked the charioteer, "What has happened to this man?" The charioteer replied, "He has grown old." The prince was shocked and thought, "So everyone will grow old, even me." He returned to the palace silently, filled with compassion and deep thought. Not long after, he went out again through the south gate and saw a sick man lying by the road, thin, weak, and suffering. The charioteer told him, "He is sick." The prince sighed. Having a body means facing illness. No one in this world can escape pain. Later, the prince went out through the west gate and saw people carrying a body wrapped in cloth. The family was weeping bitterly. "What is that?" the prince asked. "That is a dead person," said the charioteer. The prince was deeply moved. "If there is birth, there must be death. No one can avoid it. Life is so brief and uncertain, and in the end all must part. If death only leads to rebirth and suffering continues again and again, when will it ever end?" Finally, the prince left through the north gate and met a monk dressed simply, walking calmly and peacefully. The charioteer explained, "He is a monk who has left home to cultivate a pure heart and help all beings find freedom from suffering." The prince rejoiced and said, "This is the true peace I have been seeking." From that moment, he resolved to leave home and search for the path that could free all beings from aging, sickness, and death. Late that night, the prince went to see his father. The king, filled with sorrow, begged him to stay. "My son, if you do not leave, I will grant you anything you wish." The prince replied, "Father, I have only 4 wishes: to be free from aging, free from sickness, free from death, and free from separation. If you can give me these 4 things, I will stay." The king sighed. No one in the world can grant those wishes. The prince then understood that only through spiritual practice could one find true peace and freedom. That night, while everyone in the palace slept, the prince asked his charioteer, Channa, to prepare his white horse. Protected by the gods, the city gates opened silently on their own. The prince rode out into the night. At dawn, he removed his royal garments and handed them to Channa, saying, "Take these back to my parents. Tell them I will surely attain enlightenment and return to repay their kindness." Channa wept as he rode back to the palace, and when the king learned his son had left, he was overcome with grief. Prince Siddhartha journeyed alone into the forest. There, by a quiet riverbank, he made a solemn vow. He cut off his hair, put on the robe of a monk, and began his life of practice. He vowed to find a way to end all suffering, a path that would help every being transcend birth, aging, sickness, and death, and discover true peace and awakening.